General health and safety rules with regards to driving forklift are: follow site rules, obey the speed limits, operate forklifts with forks at a low position at all times, follow the forklift route plan and avoid pedestrian path, keep a clear view of your path, watch for overhead obstructions, use your seat belt, keep hands and feet inside of the truck. When driving empty forklift, keep forks as low as possible. If following another vehicle, maintain 3 length distance. When driving loaded forklift, travel in reverse, if the front view is blocked. Don't raise or lower the forks while the forklift is moving. Keep load as low as possible. Tilt mast back. Reversing accidents are a major cause of workplace injury and damage to vehicles, equipment, and property. They also are some of the easiest accidents to avoid. Here are 13 ways to avoid most reversing accidents. 1. Whenever possible, remove the need for reversing. 2. Minimize the need for reversing by reorganizing your loading and unloading procedures. 3. Provide clearly marked areas that are specifically designated for reversing. Use signs and employee training to make these areas highly visible for drivers and pedestrians. 4. Keep non-essential workers from any areas that have been designated for reversing forklifts. 5. Ensure signalers always wear high-visibility clothing and that their signals can be clearly seen by operators. 6. Use radios and other communication equipment to better facilitate communication between operators and signalers. 7. Ensure operators have another person directing them anytime they cannot see clearly behind them while reversing. 8. Ensure visiting drivers are familiar with all designated workplace routes, especially reversing areas. 9. Make sure that areas designated for reversing are large enough to accommodate the maneuver. 10. Place convex mirrors at blind corners. 11. Fit refractive lenses on rear windows to help drivers see blind spots better. 12. Fit reversing alarms on all forklifts. 13. Use flashing reversing lights on vehicles. This is especially important if the workplace is so loud that reversing alarms cannot easily be heard. There are a few rules that must be followed by all forklift operators when traveling on a ramp or any sloping surface. First, make sure the ramp is not icy or oily. Second, check ramp condition including looking for potholes and drop-offs. Third, always drive in the center of a ramp, being sure to stay away from edges that may have drop-offs. Fourth, to avoid tip-over hazards, never attempt the turn on the ramp or slope surface. Always travel straight up and straight down, never travel at an angle to the slope. If the forklift is carrying a load, always travel with the forks pointed uphill. This is regardless of the direction of travel. So if the forklift is carrying a load traveling up the ramp, the operator must drive forward, with the forks pointing uphill. And if traveling down a ramp, the operator must reverse down the ramp, also keeping the forks pointed uphill, making sure to look in the direction of travel. Now likewise, if the forklift is traveling empty, always travel with the forks pointed down the hill, again regardless of the direction of travel. This means if driving an empty forklift down a ramp, the operator must travel forward with forks pointed downhill. If driving an empty forklift up the ramp, he always travels in reverse with the forks pointed downhill, making sure always to look in the direction of travel. Parking forklift is an important matter, due to the weight of the vehicle, that may cause serious incidents if runs in an uncontrolled manner down the hill. So, always park forklift at approved locations, making sure that emergency exits are not blocked. Set forks flat on the floor. Place controls in neutral. Shut off engine. Remove key from ignition. Set parking brakes. Use wheel chokes if you have to park on the ramp. When unloading, observe the following. Check the height and free space is available. Ensure that surfaces, where the load is unloaded, can support the weight. Check that depth is sufficient to accommodate the load, and nothing will fall from another side of the shelving, if you accidentally push. Check that stacking is stable.